Hello, my dear Pisces. Welcome or welcome back to Mind, Body and Heart Tower Therapy. I'm back after a while with healing messages for today, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for December 2020. And the first card that came up for you is the Five of Wands as your current energy. All right, Pisces, let's see what this is all about. What's your challenge for Pisces? We're going straight in. The Page of Cups is your challenge. Okay, what is the advice for Pisces? That was quick. Strength as advised for you, my dear. And what's the future energy? This is really quick. Four of Pentacles as your future energy. And bottom of the deck, the High Priestess, which is a 2. As the theme of your reading, the underlying, the High Priestess is Pisces energy, if I recall correctly. She is connected to the world beyond. She stays right at the gate between the conscious and the unconscious, between this physical world and the spiritual world, between the worlds, the dream world, the emotional world, all that. All right, let's clarify first before we get into this. Where are these cards here, my dear? Wow, that flew away. So you have the Two of Pentacles with the Five of Wands as your current energy. You have the Ace of Pentacles with the Page of Cups as your challenge. Strength here. It's too many to off. Okay, fine. The Hanged Man, the Hierophant, the Ten of Wands, and the Son of Wands, along with Strength as your advice. It's a lot of advice, Spirit. Thank you very much. And why is the Four of Pentacles as your future energy? Son of Swords. Okay, and the High Priestess comes with the Six of Swords as the underlying energy. All right. So this month, this last month of the year, Pisces, which is a very eventful one, by the way. We have a lot of shifts, like Saturn and Jupiter moving in Aquarius, which is great for everybody because we've been kind of working some heavy themes with these two in Capricorn as they were before. And I think Pluto will be moving too, but maybe later. Anyhow, there you go. You have the High Priestess and the Six of Swords as your theme. And this month means that you're probably going to feel called to go within a little bit longer, a little bit more, to go to meditate, to go to be very present with your inner self, to connect with your inner self. And this, whether it's a call or a need that will manifest itself by the opposite, feeling restless and whatever, know that this is actually what you need to go within quite a lot. And this can enable you to make a real shift in your mental plane, to start seeing things differently. You know, the Six of Swords comes right after the Five of Swords, and Five of Swords is all about conflict. It's all about inner conflict with other people, petty fights sometimes, and so on. But it's being pretty much in our ego. But not just that. I mean, it's also a growth of the mind when we start like really feeling a little bit torn between what's the self and what is other, you know, and how to work with that. We're integrating an extension of the self, but in a okay, but in a at a very personal level, you know, how to keep the foundation that we build in the Four of Swords, a foundation of the mind and mental health and mental balance, whilst also going out there and explore the world out there, you know. Doesn't make any sense. And with the Six of Swords, it means an exploration. It means that something is left behind, some old ideas about how things should be, about the ego, about the version of yourself that you I would say wear for a while, and it can enable you to see a bigger picture, to see the world as an extension of yourself, and that can allow you in a way to come more into service without the fear of losing your balance. And also it helps you to relate better to other people and their mental struggles and the mental processes of other people. It's a really beautiful shift, but it all starts from within. It starts from coming back to self and coming back to the inner conflict and inner duality and inner emotional landscape, and allowing yourself to just sit with it. That will give you like load sheets of information about where you're at and where you're going and how to work with it. Like you're getting this information from within. And as we said, conflict, five of wands with the two of pentacles. So okay, so this conflict is something that I would say was necessary or is necessary for you in order to see the bigger picture, because the five of wands is it's in the wands energy, it's in the fire, it's in the spiritual realm. So these whatever triggers you these days, it's something that you meant to be triggered, because you're meant to see where the wound is. You're meant to see what's going on. What is it, like, when we get triggered in general, it's very important to look at, why am I getting triggered by this? Not necessarily about the other person and what they're doing. I mean, like, okay, that's important too, but remembering that these are mirrors of ourselves. We project things outside of ourselves that we don't know how to deal with internally, and as long as we remember that, we can also see people as mirrors, and we can learn to bring compassion and love to the people that trigger us, and also to the points beneath the surface where I'm getting triggered, and maybe reintegrate parts of myself that I've had to outsource in a way, externalize, project into other people. So these people in a way play like they're playing a role for you in order to show you what is it that you can't accept within yourself. Does that make any sense? And with the two of pentacles, I think if you've been balancing yourself out quite a lot. This is kind of current energy, so maybe you're currently engaged in trying to find balance as you're being like constantly challenged around, and this can manifest in all the realms. It comes as a five of wands. It's just saying that this is a spiritual journey for you, and I think you're aware of that, and you have the capacity right now to integrate and to use this as the arena, as your training ground, rather than some real fights. There's no real threat here. Maybe the people that challenge you aren't even that close to you, but they remind you of the people that are close to you, like, I don't know, the actors that were early in your life, or people that really matter to you, and maybe they have similar characteristic traits, and it's easier for you to work with it, to practice a balanced attitude, to practice balancing out your emotions and your actions and what you put out there, and to juggle this, being able to keep more than one ball in the air right now, because you have the multitasking capacity and the groundedness and the awareness to do so. The Two of Pentacles does also talk about like sometimes having to kind of shut down your emotions in order to work with whatever is being presented to you. Like kind of like you can't juggle forever. Yes, it's good to be able to deal with these things, but it's you seem to be denying something that's in your subconscious, that's informing you in the form of emotions of something that needs your attention. So again, remember, all these challenges are literally just the playground for you in order to work, practice, and understand what's really going on inside of yourself. And this Page of Cups here with the Ace of Pentacles are telling me that there's a gift coming. If you really shift your attention within, if you really shift the attention into like this inner alchemy that's happening as you watch the show, the triggers, the balls in the air and all this, as you would watch a show, not necessarily fully identifying yourself with it, but feel that what's triggering you, feel the emotions, go within, sit with it, allow the emotions to inform you rather than feeling the victim of your emotions. In this sense, it can really bring you have the capacity right now to feel and actually understand what you're being informed of. With the Ace of Pentacles, I think like there's a real gift coming from that realm to you, from the emotional realm. Yeah, it's challenging when we're being triggered by a lot of people, when I think it's more than one person that's been triggering you right now. We can feel like, okay, what the hell is this happening to me? I'm sick of it. Can I have some peace and quiet, please? And we can have the tendency to disconnect and to try to sort of like check out. However, you may do that by losing yourself into other things, bypassing somehow whatever it is that's triggering you, whether it's through extreme positivity, or whether it's through, I don't know, drugs and alcohol, whether it's through sex, whether it's through binge watching Netflix, whatever it is that you have, even extreme like sports or whatever it is that you're trying to escape, you're using to try to escape this, see that too and sit with it and allow yourself to really feel, allow the emotions to flow through you, allow yourself to examine your dreams as well, look into the dream world. There might be a lot of information there. All right, advice, the Strength. Okay, with all these cards here, well, Strength first and foremost speaks about like getting into your yeah, it's actually very coherent with this. It's making contact with the parts of yourself that you're afraid of, making contact with the beast within, with the ID, how it's called in that model from Freud of the psyche, with the ID, the ego, and the superego. It's the part of you that's like more impulsive, that comes with like these like animalic instincts, with your sexuality, with your subconscious mind that sometimes act like a wild animal or a kid of sorts. And to start taming those parts of yourself through kindness and awareness, like bringing awareness to them and seeing them for what they are, these impulses, without having to push them under again, without having to block them off in order to just play out the external world. To go within, feel the impulses, feel the rage, feel the anger, feel the sexual impulses, the desires, the cravings, feel them all, and bring love and compassion to them. This is the biggest strength that we can have, because that's what makes us whole, rather than separated, rather than divided, rather than yeah, there's a word for when we're like fragmented. Yeah, we allow these things into our awareness with the knowledge and understanding of the universe, that this is what makes us whole. That doesn't mean that we need to give in and go out there and allow this lion to eat and kill and rage, or either externally or internally, but rather bringing compassion, bringing love, bringing awareness will allow you to tame the lion. And you see that the relationship between this lady and the lion is one of trust and of love and of compassion, not one of power. We're not trying to have power over our impulses. We're learning to understand that we are human and it's normal to have them. And we learn to decondition from the need of constantly having to follow them either. So it's a coming together of consciousness, of awareness with your more primitive animalic side, which is beautiful. And this is the advice. I mean, allow that to happen. Oh no, that was from here. And this might take a while. This might take a change of perspective. This may bring a change of perspective, or ask you to take an effort to look at things from a different in a different way. By the way, we have an eclipse. We have the new moon in Sagittarius, full blah, 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 sun eclipse. And eclipses can do this, can allow a shift of perspective. And I think with the Hangman here coming with the strength, you're being asked to allow this energy to move you, to tilt you a little bit. Don't be afraid that you will lose your ground. It's okay to lose your ground every once in a while. And the Hierophant here, it's also like checking your belief system, checking what is it that you've been preaching, what is it that you've been following as beliefs from your teachers, from your who are your guides in this sense. What's been your guiding light? And on the Ten of Wands, throughout this process, by changing your perspective while you allow in these impulses and whatever, and you allow yourself to kind of revisit your beliefs, and not necessarily doubt in the sense like, oh my god, I'm losing my mind, have I done everything wrong? No, more like allow a healthy type of questioning and revisiting, and see what's still relevant for you and what isn't. The Son of Wands as well, like the ten of Wands is giving this end of a cycle, of a spiritual cycle that allows for understanding at a spiritual level to take place, but also you understand that you take in more responsibility, and that everything kind of complicates itself as you step into the new portal of new level of awareness, and of this expansion of your spiritual world, and your mind and your spiritual as I say it again, responsibility, and coming to again what you preach and what you've been following, and also your relationship with your darker side and darker aspects of yourself. Yeah, it may feel like okay, this isn't all love and light and easy, and things are necessarily going into a simpler existence. It may complicate your existence a little bit, but it does bring a lot more depth, a lot of more experience, like in terms of like experiential reality, where you get to feel and experience more and learn more and expand your consciousness and your awareness. And that's worth it. That's really worth it. That's understand it comes as you dive into this more and more. And this is taking you actually to an interesting place of like having some clear boundaries and some stability in your physical realm. I don't know if you had it or if you need it right now, but this seems to bring you to this space of like, okay, this is my ground. I need this ground right now. I need these boundaries, whether they're physical boundaries or how you spend your time and energy with people and with yourself, and also like a space of like clear communication. So these, whatever it is that was challenging you, it's giving you a kick in the ass to kind of go within, solve and resolve this inner conflict, integrate parts of yourself that you weren't aware of, or you haven't had the courage or the strength to go to it yet, and allow this expansion of consciousness and change of perspective and checking of belief systems and so on. And it enables you to have then back into the outside world some very clear boundaries, some very clear structure for yourself and how you spend your time, and also able to truly communicate the truth, your truth. Be a bit careful with the way you communicate this. What you're gonna get there. You're gonna ride that wave when you get there. Just the warning would be to not be too harsh with other people as you are aware of your truth, and you're able to bring yourself to the point that these won't be triggers for you, I would say. But for that, the space that you need, you take the space that you need, you communicate your boundaries, and you set yourself free of these dramas, which again, they don't seem to be real threatening. It's just it's practice, beloved. It's practice. All right, let's see what's the message. The human gift. Okay. This is the number 17, which is an 8. And the poem from Rumi says, "Oh heart, what is your excuse for all these blunders? Such loyalty is offered by the beloved, yet so much treason comes from you. Such kindness is offered by the beloved, yet so much defiance and resistance comes from you. Such grace is offered by the beloved, yet so much fault and failure comes from you. Such attraction is offered by the beloved with sweetness and generosity, yet such jealousy comes from you with so much doubt and suspicion." Rumi. Oh wow, this is so on point. It makes so much sense to me, because these like impulses that come from deep within and that are triggered by other people in our life can feel like this, like jealousy, like doubt and suspicion, and we can be terrified by this, and that's why we kind of push it away, because we're like, I don't know how to deal with this. I'm supposed to be nice and kind and lovely, the Six of Swords being into this openness and servitude and service to others and to the benefit of all beings, and here I am being triggered by all these little things. So let's read through this, because I love the way it starts. "Be kind to your heart. You may believe it to be weary from doubt and distrust, so much heartbreak and so many agonies, yet it still beats. Still it persists, with unquestioning allegiance to life. What a grand heart it is, this sacred heart of yours. How can it be worthy of anything other than tenderness, gratitude, acknowledgement, and appreciation? Do not plague your heart with falsehoods and expectations of some disembodied perfection. The perfection of your heart is that it loves still, even if you try to stop it with some notion of self-protection from future hurt through doubt or fear. It still loves. It is perfection that it hopes, even after despair, that it holds compassion even after experiences of fear. So then, what is there left to do but breathe the grandest sigh of relief and allow yourself the essential luxury of peace within?" The High Priestess is exactly this, that peace within. Whew. So then everything is all right, even if at some moments it seems not to be. Still your heart beats in honor of life. The heart can be nurtured and coaxed into gentle acceptance of all that is, and the divine side will become available to you. Yes, sacred side is what is behind this oracle for you now, beloved. You are meant to be witnessing something important, something that will make the presence of the divine in your affairs more real to you. And I really think it may come from the dream world, or from the parts, like just by the action of sitting with your emotions and sitting present with what these triggers are informing you of. Okay, let me continue. It will be something you can come to count on will be something you can come to count on at all times, and in that gain greater peace in the realization that yes, it is safe to trust and surrender. Indeed, it is the only safe, sane, and sensible way to live. It is also the most fun way to live, and you are allowed to live with this way if you so choose. It is not shirking your duty as a responsible adult. It is not deluding yourself and turning away from the real world. Rather, surrender is placing responsibility where it is best placed, firmly in the hands of that part of your wise, part of you wise enough to know the great beloved is wiser still, and that your life unfolds according to the great beloved's grace. So for now, take comfort in this oracle. Just for a moment, let your heart be honored and loved by you, and imagine that you can crack open a window in the dustiest chamber of your heart temple to let the light of the divine stream in. You may see the angel reaching to assist you. You may receive the gift of understanding, insight, and revelation. You may feel peace, or you may finally allow your heart to break once more, to shed those old grievances and be free and fresh to live and love again. Or you may quietly realize you are human. You are light and dark. I love that it says this because the High Priestess has these two like black and white columns here, which are connection to the divine realms, but in both ways, not just in light, as this extreme positivity may sometimes make us believe. So you may quietly realize you are human, you are light and dark, or of heaven and earth. What a perfect blend you are of all that can possibly be. You are an extraordinary, living divine experiment in the making, and you are sacred, cherished, and loved by the great beloved. So do not fear your fear, but do doubt your doubt with compassion. Let it be and let it go. You are human after all, and your journey is beyond description. Just remember, if you are ever in need of the great beloved, there is a place where sacred thirst is available to you, in the temple of your heart with the window cracked open so that doubt can fly out and love can breathe freely. This oracle comes with special guidance for you. You are, or soon will be, seeing with greater clarity and insight a situation that has been obscure to you in the past. You may be startled by what you perceive, so much so that you second guess yourself or chalk it up to wild imagination on your part. You are asked to trust in your perception, that when they come from the heart, although what you perceive may be darkness, there will be no judgment in it. See what is truthfully there. Be in compassionate nature of your heart. This is beautiful and it really aligns with this. So see what is truthfully there. Be in the compassionate nature of your heart, and you shall also be shown the most graceful way to become clear and free of darkness, either within yourself or within others and the world around you. Gorgeous. So there's an honoring ritual here. You can, if you feel the call to do it, feel free. If it's not your thing, also feel free to just let it go and ignore it. And the rituals goes like this. Place your hands on your heart and say the following aloud. I love you. You are strong, brave, and powerful. You are gentle, vulnerable, and inspired. You are truth. You are insight. You are wisdom. You are life. I love you, and you are safe. You are the divine made flesh. You, my precious heart, my precious connection to life. I adore you. Thank you for loving. Let us open the inner window. Let the stale emotion out and breathe in fresh life now. For you are to be well and thrive according to love's grace and wisdom. I trust in what you know and what you see. In compassion, I honor all perceptions of truth. So be it. And I will finish your ritual. This is so aligned with what we were talking about earlier. Exactly this, like you are strong, brave, and powerful, and that strong, brave, and strength, braveness, and power comes from being both also gentle, vulnerable, and inspired. So allow these emotions to come through. Allow yourself to allow the emotions to be felt and released. You know, it says here what. Let us open the inner window, let the stale emotion out, and breathe in fresh life now. It is really beautiful. Pisces, thank you so much for being here. If you benefited from this in any way, please like, share, subscribe, comment, recommend it to others. Let it go out there, and hopefully others can benefit from it as well. Have a wonderful December. Happy New Year, happy holidays, and may our practice benefit all beings.